Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Lee Cantor here with Stone Payton, another episode of GSU, ENI Radio. And Stone, this is a little international flavor in this one.
Hey, this is going to be a fantastic segment, but we've got one guest that we need to get this segment done. She needs to go off to an exam. So we're going to open up this segment with student Miss Annetta Vysotsky. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Annetta, we're here to talk about the minor in international business. So I assume that is your minor. Absolutely,
it is.
So now what's your major?
Managerial sciences.
And then what compelled you to get involved with the folks at the Institute of International Business?
You know, starting off my college career, I wanted to do international business, but it wasn't offered as a major. So I kind of switched around, hopped to different majors. And then right towards the end, I decided on business. And following that, I decided, you know, it would be worth it to extend my time in college a little bit, gaining this minor in international business as well, because that's something that I'm actually really interested in, and I definitely see the value in the program.
So now what, any surprises of going through the program?
Well,
was it what you expected?
It's better than I expected, honestly. The work that we do, we've connected one-on-one with international companies. We're getting results from surveys from students in London, in India, in all these different countries. I was actually part of a study abroad program, and I got to speak to the CEO of a logistics company in Panama and present my ideas to him personally. So, I mean, that kind of experience just exceeded my expectations totally.
So now when is studying abroad, is that part of the program? Or that was just something you decided to do on your own?
It's an optional part of the program. There are a few different courses, a few different destinations offered in the program, but it's something that I'm entirely so glad that I did, because it was the best experience I've had in my college career by far.
Wow. And then for students out there that are considering doing it, what would you say are some of the pros and cons of going through the program?
Let's see. I mean, the pros, it's just the value is something that you wouldn't expect would have such value in your career. People kind of assume that in business you can apply the same strategy. If it works in your domestic company, they assume that this must be a successful strategy to work anywhere, but that's just not the case. It could be a complete failure in a different country. So we're getting the tools to be able to successfully implement business abroad and do business with foreign customers, and just the value has been incredible. As far as cons go, I can't think of any off the top of my head. You know, it's for me, it was so interesting for me that I didn't really struggle with the concepts. But you know, it is work, of course.
Now, how many classes? Like, what are some of the classes that are involved in getting a minor?
So we have a class. I took a class actually called Doing Business in Europe. And at Georgia State, we offer different regions of the world. So you can
specialize. Like if you can have a more about Asia than Europe,
exactly.
If you want to.
Exactly.
And then so you focused on Europe, or you did a sprinkling of all of them?
I took a course on doing business in Europe, but my study abroad was to Central America. So I wanted to get a little bit of experience from a couple different regions.
So what's an example of how they would do business differently in Central America than Europe?
Well, it's very much in Central America about kind of developing a friendship and a trust and a rapport first. Mm-hmm. So maybe you would go out for drinks first, or you would go have a lunch. You don't go straight down to business like we do here, or like in some European countries. And even within these regions, it varies from country to country. So there's just so much to learn.
Like from an etiquette standpoint or culturally, how they behave or like to do business?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So there's definitely small differences in different regions, different countries. Like I mentioned, Germany is very, I guess they're kind of straight to the point. Never being late for meetings. In Latin American countries, it's a little bit more relaxed. You expect for people to be a little bit later, and small differences, but it makes a big difference in the culture.
So now, going in, you were looking for this kind of international business. That's what you wished there was a major, I guess, right?
I did, yes.
So now, any advice for that student that's maybe in high school and wants to pursue international, but to take advantage of this minor at least?
I would say definitely go for it. Don't have any reservations about the fact that, adding a minor adds a little bit of extra work, may delay your graduation just a little bit. Normally it wouldn't, but I added the major so late. I'm sorry, the minor so late that it did actually affect my graduation time. But I would say that all in all, if you're going to college and you really, you're spending your money, you want to learn valuable information that you can actually use after you graduate. So this would be something that I would say don't have any reservations about it. If you really want to get the most value out of your education, then go for it.
Now, here in Atlanta, are you seeing a benefit of having this minor in international business? Do you think companies here in Atlanta, there's enough international businesses that would appreciate that?
Oh, absolutely. Even if it's just a small mom and pop business, you're always going to have some sort of interaction with either somebody who's from another country, maybe visiting Atlanta. There's several global companies headquartered here, Coca-Cola, for example, Delta, and just being able to communicate with foreign people and in foreign countries, it's completely valuable.
And then right now you're going to graduate and get your MBA? Is that the plan?
Yes, that's correct. I'm graduating this month, actually, and then starting...
a few days.
Just a couple weeks. And then starting next month, I'm beginning my MBA program with a concentration in international business.
Ah, so you're keeping following through on the international.
Sure am.
And then what's your dream job?
Oh, something that requires travel. I love it.
And then so having this background will help you in that, the opportunities for traveling, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.